Hey guys, it's Carolina here, your fit golfer girl. Thank you so much for tuning in part 2 of the most important muscle in golf video series. Now that we learned how to stretch our hip flexors, we're going to learn how to strengthen our glutes and how this is going to translate into making us better golfers. Enjoy! Alright guys, before we even start talking about glute exercises, remember that you should always stretch your hip flexors before you start working out your glutes. You will never get good glute engagement if your hip flexors are tight. So check out the previous video, make sure you do some of those stretches before you start, and let's get to work. We're going to start with the most basic exercise for glute activation, and it's going to be glute squeezes. You can do this when you're sitting down, when you're driving, when you're at the gym, when you're cooking, anytime. Just focus on contracting the glutes, hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, release and repeat. Believe it or not, for some people this can be very challenging. So do your best to contract as hard as you can, release, and make sure you keep that mind-body connection on so you feel the contraction. Next up, we got glute bridges. This exercise is so good and so effective that I make most of my clients begin their workouts with it. You're gonna start by laying down. You're gonna bend your knees until your shins are perpendicular to the ground. You're gonna push through your heels to bring your hips up and squeeze the glutes at the top. Hold the top position for a second or two and then come down and repeat. Make sure that you feel this exercise in your glutes. If you're feeling this in your quads, it means that you need to go back to stretching and foam rolling your hip flexor for better results. Next up, we got banded glute bridges. This exercise will be great for you if you have stubborn glutes or if you're having a hard time feeling regular glute bridges in your glutes. Basically the same movement, down and up with your hips, except that this time we're gonna put a mini band around the legs right above the knee. Make sure that you push out against the band throughout the movement. Don't forget to squeeze at the top. And you can do this for 20 to 30 reps and hold the last rep for 10 seconds. For a more advanced variation of the traditional glute bridge, we got the elevated glute bridge. In this example, I am elevating my feet by placing them on a little step. I also like to use a Bosu ball to elevate my feet. It's completely up to you and what you have available in your home or gym. You can do this with or without the band, but if you're using the band, make sure you're pushing out and your knees aren't caving into each other. I like to do this exercise for high reps, so anything from 20 to 30 reps, and I like to hold my last repetition while squeezing my glutes out as hard as I can for 10 seconds. Next up, we got kickbacks. Stand in a comfortable position with all your weight on the opposite leg that you're about to work out. Gently and in a controlled fashion, kick out with your leg until you feel a contraction in your glutes. Make sure your back is not moving or arching, and feel the glute muscles contract with every repetition. You can do this exercise for 15 to 20 reps on each side. Next up, we got banded lateral walks. For this exercise, we'll start by putting a mini band around your knees right above the knee. In a half squat position, we're going to start taking steps to the right. The right leg is going to lead and the left leg is going to follow. Turn around and do the opposite side after 15 to 20 steps. Make sure you're keeping tension on the band the whole time and don't drag your feet. For a more challenging version of this exercise, drop the mini band down to your ankle and repeat. This exercise is guaranteed to make you feel that glute burn. Next up, we got banded monster walks. For this exercise, we'll start by putting a mini band around your legs right above your knee. We're going to go back to that half squat position and we're going to start taking steps backwards and out while keeping tension on the band. After 15 to 20 steps, you can switch directions and start walking forward and out. To make this exercise a little more challenging, drop the band down to your ankles and repeat. And last but not least, we got one of the most effective glute activation and strengthening exercises out there, the hip thrust. In this video, I am demonstrating one of the most advanced versions of this exercise, but remember, you can always do this with a dumbbell or just your body weight. Lean your back on a bench and bring your hips down and up. Make sure your entire upper body is moving together while doing this exercise, and make sure you're squeezing your glutes at the top of the movement. If you're using a mini band, make sure to push out with your legs and don't let your knees cave in. Do this exercise anywhere from 10 to 20 reps depending on how much weight you're using. Hey guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at FitGolferGirl, and go read the blog at fitgolfergirl.com. Please feel free to share this video with everybody, and if you have any topics you want me to talk about in the future, please leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Mwah.